Hello, this is Mrs. Godfrey. It's a very, very dull, grey, rainy day today, so I thought I would have a go at showing you how to do some very, very simple watercolour flowers to brighten the day up a little bit. I'm going to be talking as I paint. Haven't done this before, so it might work, might not, who knows, we will see. But what we might end up with at the end is something that looks a little bit like this kind of thing. These are ones I did earlier. Bit like Blue Peter. So you can see any colours. They're really, really simple to do though. Really, really simple. All you need is a bit of water, some watercolours and a paintbrush. I'm using quite a thin paintbrush, but it's up to you how thick you want it. So first you need to do is pick your colours. I'm picking orange because, as I said, it's very dull outside and it's a nice bright colour. And I'm going to put quite a lot of paint, watercolour paint, on my paintbrush to start with. And what you need to do is you need to do 3 dots on your page. 1, 2, 3, quite close together. These are going to form your first 3 petals. Then you rinse your brush, put some water on it, clean water, and then go back to the first dot. Lay your paintbrush right next to it, dip it into it so that the colour starts to bleed into the water that you have brought to the page on your brush, and hopefully they'll start looking a bit like petals, or kind of cheats petals really. Then the second one, it's this way. I'm trying to paint upside down at the moment. I'm hoping my camera doesn't just fall onto the page. Petal 2. Bit more water. Clean your brush between each one so it's nice and clean. Again, let it bleed onto the brush. I had to go at this earlier and dropped my brush. I'm trying not to do that again. Then you go back to your paint and you get 2 more dots. So I'm going to put one here and one here. Again, repeat. More water on your brush and just sort of drag it out. It helps if you have a little space between each petal, but if you don't, it doesn't actually matter. Try and go it from this side. If I get quiet, it's because I'm trying to focus. And I'm not used to talking while I paint. Okay, so far we have some petals. Well, kind of petals. Then you need a yellow. So this isn't a botanically correct flower, it just looks a bit like a flower. And then you're going to dot some of the yellow in the middle. Now hopefully you've still got enough water there that it will start bleeding into the petals, but if it doesn't, you can give it a hand. Just give it a bit of a hand with some more water. Then I'm going to get green. Doesn't matter what green. I've mixed a kind of dark green with yellow, so it's not really bright garish green. It's quite subtle really. And then the stem, kind of steady hand. I wish I had a steady hand. And then leaves either side. Come it this way. Try not to hit the camera while I'm doing this. And there's one flower. Now the good thing with these is as they dry they change as well, and you can add things to them. So I might add a little bit more orange to this one because it's still got quite a lot of water going through it, and that will actually change as it dries. It'll give quite a nice effect. I'm now going to change colour to a blue flower just because I like blue. It's a shame the sky isn't blue today, it's very grey. Again, exactly the same thing. Rinse your brush, get some water on it, and then just lay it in front so that it catches that colour, and you can see it's starting to bleed into the petal. I quite like blue, it's a bit more subtle. And again, up here, you won't be having to contort your hand to do this, so it might be easier. And kind kind of trying to paint backwards at the minute. Rinse your brush, a bit more water, coming in from this side. You see the orange one's still drying at the moment. It's actually changing as it dries, which is one of the really good things about watercolours. You don't really know what you're going to get until it's dry. Oops. And then, because you need 5, 2 more dots. I'm going to do one here, big dot, and I'm going to have another one here, I think. If it starts bleeding into the colour that's already there, that's absolutely fine. Actually makes it look quite pretty. Then, again, pull it up, let it bleed into the colour that's already there. And it is important to rinse the brush between each one, so it's a nice clear overlap. This one is going to overlap, and that's fine because it's slightly darker, so you can see it's actually supposed to be a different petal. Right, I'm actually going to add a tiny bit more water into the middle because I want the yellow to bleed into this one a bit more. So let's see if that works. Probably might not. Oh yeah. I think it looks more like a pansy when it bleeds into the blue. If you look at pansies, you've usually got quite a lot of yellow on a couple of the petals. Makes it look quite pretty. And back to my green again. I'll stop my hand shaking. Another stem. Again, these are not flowers you'd find in your garden really. They're just really nice, quick, easy flowers that anyone can do if you've just got a bit of paper, watercolour and a paintbrush. And there you have it. You have 2 really, really easy flowers. Show what I did earlier. Looks very similar to this. That's when I realised I hadn't actually turned my mic on. But I got this one. Oops, very similar. And then ones I tend to practice when it's a dull, dark, gloomy day like today. Any colours you like, as bright as you can get. And that's it. Very quick, very easy, hopefully quite pretty watercolours from me. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.